So welcome back. So in the last lecture we have seen why we do require busbars, right? Busbars, they provide us greater safety, they provide us greater flexibility, and if the number of switch gates is high, it's better we go with busbar system when compared to the traditional wiring system. So in olden days there was busbars are just copper wires, right, which do exclusively obey the KCL, right? So let us suppose if I do have a busbar of this format, then incoming wires will be there and outgoing wires will also be there. So the sum of currents of incoming is equal to sum of currents of outgoing. Right. So this was KCL, right? An approximate KCL. The algebraic sum of currents is equal to 0. So it is just like a busbar is just like a node, a traditional node. Now, in olden days there was no particular protection for the busbars. But nowadays, protection has been very much required for the busbars because it has become one of the key component of your electrical substations. So, any failure of the busbar, automatically what happens is it results in power outage to the entire connections. And it may lead to equipment damage also, and even it may lead to injury to the near persons, human beings also. So, it has become an essential thing nowadays to protect busbars. Say, any failure in the busbar can result in a power outage, equipment damage, or even personal injury. And it has been essential to protect busbars from electrical faults. Electrical faults, you know, they can be of different types. They can be short circuits, they can be ground faults, overloads, whatever it might be. So you must be careful to protect your busbars all the time. So a quick review of why we should go with the protection of busbars, specialized protection of busbars. The first thing is to prevent power outages, because as already seen, we need to detect faults immediately and isolate them quickly. Right? If we don't do it, then automatically what happens is these excessive currents, they may flow into the systems and they may create damage to the equipment. So to prevent any power outages and damage to any equipment, and see, I have provided this one also, to protect your equipments. If prolonged current has been allowed to the equipment for a longer amount of time and a longer magnitude, larger magnitude, then automatically it will create a power outage because of the damaged equipment, right? So to prevent power outages and to protect equipment, because if you don't react quickly and if the equipment is damaged, the aftermath of this damage of the equipment will be very high. Your repairing cost will be repairing or replacement. Either of this, automatically it will, operational cost will increase, right? And downtime. Till it has been repaired or replaced, you are supposed to make your system idle, which is not required, which is not wished by your users, right? So for protecting your equipment and preventing any power outages, and also for ensuring safety, right? If it is still sustaining, then automatically there may be a risk of electrical shock or fire. So to ensure safety also, we should provide protection of busbars. And also, if you protect them properly, then it will improve the system reliability. Because if faults are allowed to stay for a long time, then they may cause cascading failures. And they may result in extended outages and significant repair costs. Because of all these reasons, we do provide protection for the busbars. So normally what we use to do, we use to do the protection equipment, circuit breakers, fuses, relays. So normally overcurrent relays used once upon a time, but nowadays we are employing differential protection for busbars. So before moving on to differential protection of busbars, why faults are generally created on the, why faults generally appear on the busbars? That is one important thing, right? So first thing is, as already told, busbar is basically a copper bar, right? Copper or aluminum bar, where so many connections will be there, right? So normally what happens is, over a period of time, over a period of 50 years or 60 years, the insulation of this one, it will be weakened. And second thing is, the surface may be corroded because of the exposure to salty water or any other atmospheric conditions. So these two are the important things. One is weakening of insulation because of aging, and the other reasoning for weakening of insulation might be because of the over voltage also. So in either cases, insulation will be weakening, and the surface may get corroded because of atmospheric conditions. And sometimes what happens is these rodents, lizards, snakes, and remote unmanned areas, normally when we do employ these things, we leave them aside, right? So in unmanned areas, these foreign objects, they may create short circuits of this one. They may create short circuits. So because of these reasons, busbars experience faults, and these faults are to be cleared immediately. And apart from the overcurrent relays, we do employ differential protection. So in the next lecture, we will discuss about what actually differential protection is and how it is applied for your busbars, electrical busbars. Okay. So I hope that now you're so coming to the conclusion, what we have discussed, we have started with the busbars. We have seen that they are just only bus ducts which are just like electrical nodes where too many conductors will be coming and get joined. So they are very critical components of your electrical power distribution systems, and any failure of these busbars, it will create havoc in your power system. So that's why it is important for us to protect the busbars from electrical faults. And these electrical faults may be because of the short circuits or ground faults or overloads, etc. So there is a need for busbar protection all the time. So we started with the need, what is a busbar and what are the materials used for busbar, why busbar, the advantage and limitations of busbar, and we have seen why we should provide protection for busbars. And we have also seen at the ends that how faults are created on the busbars, the reason for faults on busbars. So I hope that now you are able to describe the need for busbar protection, why protection must be provided for the busbars, because it is a very important component, and why it is important that we have discussed in the class. So these are the questions. What are the advantages of electrical busbar system or traditional wiring system, and what are its limitations, and why should be the busbars protected? And go through the textbook. We'll discuss on this topic in detail in the class. Thank you.